Yeah, Jess, we're along Magnolia Springs Road, just off of Highway 171 here in Glascock County. I want to show you here, this is the steeple that we've talked about all morning. This is a huge structure, maybe 20, 25 feet long, that was actually blown off of the church. Just look at how massive this structure actually is. It was blown maybe 30, 40 yards away from that church, the Magnolia Baptist Church. Look at the church, the roof, I can tell you from this angle, and as the sun is starting to come up, the roof is completely gone from that church, lots of damage, but there were a few homes just down the road that were a little bit more lucky.
All of a sudden we felt the trailer kind of shake a little bit, and next thing we know, we heard a big boom.
People living along Magnolia Springs Road didn't receive as much damage as the church, but the shock of the storm is still a tough pill to swallow.
I was in shock, really, because I was shaking.
The first 911 call was received around 7:30 last night after a strong line of storms moved through the area. No injuries were reported, but that could have not been the case.
If it had been Wednesday night, this is when this church family meets. They have service on Wednesday night, and could have possibly been someone in this area. No, there would have been someone in the church.
Aside from the church, 3 mobile homes received damage as well. But until the sun rises, it's going to be tough to tell just how bad it is.
The church people are coming out. We're going to try to make sure it's safe for us to go inside, and so they can retrieve some of their belongings from inside they wish to have.
A temporary shelter for victims of the storm is set up and being run by the American Red Cross to help victims affected by the storm.
Well, I told my mama and my fiance and my sister that the main thing is that we are still alive. That's what I'm glad of, that we're still living, because you don't never know what could happen in a storm like that.
We have a very tight-knit community around here. Everybody's always willing to help out. Got a good fire department, good church families. When something like this happens, everybody pulls together, and we'll overcome this. I know we will.
And Jess, as the sun started to rise here, we can see a lot more damage that occurred last night. Take a look behind me. Just off the ridge there, it looks like there are, maybe 10, 15 trees that have just been snapped in half from this storm last night. Again, that church, a lot of damage there as well. I can also tell you that in this direction, just on the other side of the steeple, there is a debris field, maybe 100 yards long, that looked like it trailed this storm from the church. That's part of looks like part of the roof is what came with it. Again, that's 100 yards in that direction. Emergency management will be back on the scene this morning. They're going to have a news conference at 11:45 to tell us a little bit more about just how bad all of this damage was. We're live in Glascock County. Travis Ragsdale, News 12.